Switch.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side.
Day we hustle, but the night we
Know that they ride or die.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Calder Park Raceway. Keep It Reet Drift Championship for 2024. Very proudly brought to you by Autobahn. Thank you all for joining us today. What an absolutely spectacular day we've turned on in Melbourne for you. This is the day. Round number 1. My name's Tony B, and I'm joined on the microphone by Christian Stella. What is up, brother?
Good day, Tony. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, round 1. Here we go. 2024. It's a brand new year. Got some awesome driving. The drivers just had about an hour worth of practice, and they were throwing down some insane laps. Round 1, we have the bowl. This is the death layer, and we have that as the first round of the year, which is insane. As you guys can see on the live stream, the drone that's flying over, you have 2 turns into the bolt. There's 3 turns in total. Bunch of clipping zones, bunch of zones to fill. Nice initiation points. It's going to be a fun day.
And you know what? People pick on us all over Australia. Wherever you're tuning in from, thank you for joining us. People pick on us for ordinary weather, but can I tell you, it is a spectacular day out there. And did I hear correctly, mate? It was your birthday yesterday.
Yes, it was my birthday yesterday. I had a lovely, lovely day, and then here we are here today for a lovely celebrative day of drifting.
Yeah, oh, look, you know, you had your sunnies on early this morning. Like, you know, did you have a good day? Like, got into it?
I had a very late night last night. I woke up a little bit after driver's briefing, and I went, oh, God, I missed some crucial points, but we're here. We're living. We're good.
Look, it's one of our judges' birthday yesterday as well. We'll give him a bit of a shout out. Lee Pidwell, what is up? Happy birthday. He's giving us a wave here. Happy birthday. Now, we had a call through to Calder Park from someone's mum in the driver's crew here. Mr. Anthony Romano, I'm sure he can hear my voice somewhere around or somewhere on the live stream. So if you're recording this, Anthony's mum gave Calder Park a call to wish him a happy birthday for this event. So if you see Anthony Romano in a black 180SX somewhere at the track, give him a pat on the back, wish him happy birthday. He might have some gearbox dramas going on, so it might not be the best start to his birthday today, but we're wishing him a happy birthday anyway. And good on his mum for ringing through.
That's it. Unreal. But to start straight off the rip, we are going to get into our qualifying session very, very shortly. We have had some mechanical failures, so we've pushed those drivers back to the back end of the grid so that they can start working on their cars and get it ready for their run. But here we go. We have a car on the grid at the moment.
Falcon Heck, a BA Falcon is out on track. We're going to work out just the name of the driver and get into that. No signage, just a privateer from Victoria. Looks like Ross, I reckon. Anyway, he'll be coming out to get his first qualifying run. So what we're doing today is all the drivers have got to do at least one good qualifying run under drift. You must rock up to the start line and be prepared to drive, much like this BA Falcon right here.
Here we go. Outside zone 1 doing a great job. Nice single flick initiation. The driver needs to keep off of those ripple strips by about a metre. Out to outside zone 3. Just misses that one there. Flicks over and goes deep into the wall. Nice and deep. scraping the bumper, but then comes a little shallow off towards the end there, unfortunately. The driver's main goal, I mean, we're judging line and points overall throughout the whole circuit, but there are a couple little cheeky hidden bonus points that are within the wall, as when we've had a chat to the judges. So the key aspect into this circuit is to nail the wall throughout from the start to finish. That white box that you see, the drivers need to put the whole car into the white box. As you can see from the Pertec Bayswater replay here, onto outside zone 3, then over to 4. He comes nice and deep within it, just touches the wall, then falls a little shallow, and then leaves significantly early, which will hinder him in a little bit of points, but he still will accumulate some points, so that's still great.
Yeah, that's just it. It's such an intimidating layout, and we do have some drivers from all over Australia that may not have driven this layout very often, or maybe only once or twice in their time. It can be very intimidating coming full noise at the top of third into that final corner, but that corner is really the money maker. That is the showpiece of this layout, and that is going to score very highly if they can get into that zone, keep it absolutely pinned, and then exit the zone perfectly. Well, here we go. First qualifying run. Next car, Silver BA Falcon.
This is Theodore. Potentially Theodore. Good single flick in. Keeps it a meter off of outside. Keeps it mid-track exactly what we want. Out to outside zone 2. Good job on the rear clip. Third outside zone. Didn't really get to see that. The mid flicks over to outside zone 4 in the bowl. Keeps it a little bit shallow. Look, these drivers have 2 runs. They want to put some points down to start with. Everyone's first run's usually kind of, just get the points down, complete the lap, don't spin out, don't do anything silly. And then the second run, that's when they turn it on. That's when they turn the knob to 11.
We get a banker on the board, and that is very, very important. They've got 2 runs, and they can go, and they're not doing 2 runs back to back, so they've got a little bit of time if they want to modify their car setup, if they want to play with tyre pressure, any sort of little things, little tricks or tweaks. They've got a chance to get back into the pits and do that before their second run. So Theodore getting that run done in the Silver BA Falcon. Very, very well done. Currently, top scorer from those 2. It was Ross Murdoch in the Black Falcon coming around first time. So very, very good. We're going to run everyone through. Obviously, we do have a few cars that are already out via mechanical, so we'll touch on those as they come through. But here we go. Mid-part of the track, building speed. Here we go. It's like 2 touch-and-go fill zones down that straight into the final corner. Dobber foot brake. Looks like he's going pretty deep into the zone. Does come out of it just a touch early. There was a little bit of the setup coming into that corner that looked just a little unsettled, but at the end of the day, he's got through, under drift, completed the whole lap. He's got something on the board.
Man, outside zone 2, you really see him throw it nice and deep, right up to that ripple strip. Let's have a look at the Pertec Bayswater replay. He comes over here, approaches outside zone 2, nice and deep, perfect on 2. Over to 3, just tags it, then nice up, sets himself up for the wall on 4. A little bit of a wobble, as you said, with that foot brake. You can see it kind of pulled him a little bit shallow. But it depends on how you arc the car around the wall, because the wall's quite intimidating. It's straight, but when you're drifting this circuit and you're driving directly towards a concrete wall, it's really intimidating. And then you have to flick the car at the perfect moment, hit that outside zone, set it up great, and then come on the power. It is a lot to handle.
Trusting how hard to throw the car sideways to wash the speed off. I think that's the critical part. And, they've had a couple of hours of practice to get it right, but coming in at the top of third gear, really moving, and then knowing how much to throw it sideways and then be back on the power as soon as possible. It is a challenging layout.
100%. Here we have Taylor Siskos in the goal. The BA. Great job outside zone 1. Awesome into outside zone 2. Fills out 3. Does a phenomenal job. Nice setup on the wall. Outside zone 4. Does fall a little bit shallow, but look, he's just banking some points up. He's just banking his points up. That was great. The first half of the run was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess the turn 1, turn 2 area, it's really important to get the setup right. You have to be a meter off the inside ripple strips, and it was really flowy. It looked really, really good. Here we go, the Pertec Bayswater replay. Mid part of the track, a nice, comfortable transition coming around that second corner. Again, on throttle, you can see all the tyre smoke happening. There we go, filling those zones. and then approaching the last corner really wide. There's a patch of concrete out there. It looked like he was pretty much in it.
Yeah.
But it just came off the wall just that little bit early. So thank you guys for joining us on the live stream. If you're watching from anywhere around Australia, feel free to comment on the live stream. We'll have a chat with you as the day's progressing, but we are in qualifying. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Taylor, BMW, coming in for his first qualifying lap. Really smooth and flowy. Left to right, slight little straighten. It's not really a straighten. They're allowed to wash angle coming through that little part because we want to keep the flow and momentum down that back part of the straight before approaching the bowl. E46 BMW getting the first lap underway. So currently the highest run we've had is Thane Lilly in the Promosa tyres S14. Currently the highest, scored out at 78 points so far.
Yeah, I mean, these drivers so far, they're doing consistent 70-point runs, so they're actually completing, the circuit with, reasonable pace for their bankers as well, which, I wonder what happens when they turn it up. It's definitely going to get interesting for sure.
Time to take some risks.
Yes, the risks.
Anything above 70, you're really taking some risks. So what we've got on track right now is one of our Ride with a Pro drivers. So anyone at the track, if you are keen to go for a ride in one of these drift cars, you can head to the Keep It Reet sign-in tent in the pit area. You can put your name down and go for a ride in amongst all of the battles going on today for our 2024 Drift Championship. Very, very proudly brought to you by Autobahn. Thank you to those guys for jumping on board for 2024. Absolutely love you guys. You know where to get your car parts from for all the car projects you're building at home.
All right, here we go. We have Matt Burger from New South Wales in the BT Tyres S13. Let's take a look and see how Matt goes. He was struggling a little bit in practice. Let's see if he can kind of shake the nerves out for his qualifying run. So his outside zone 1 was a little shaky. Outside zone 2 was actually nice. Put down some points. Outside zone 3 links it up into the wall. Then a fair bit of a straighten. Does straighten completely and then flicks over to outside zone 4. I don't know if that car's been having issues throughout the day because during practice he was straightening up on the wall. I mean, look, from an interstate driver, first time driving this layout, it's so intimidating. Everyone's first track day, when you come to Calder Park, you are not throwing it up, balls to the wall on the wall. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. No. You're going to take it easy. You're going to relax. You're going to try and understand because the surface of the track isn't buttery smooth. No. And it's not perfect every single time. No. It changes if the sun comes out and warms the track up, you get more grip. And then the way you approach the walls differently versus if it's wet versus if, there was a time attack day that happened a few days ago, then you get more grip on the track.
Yeah, rub it down.
All these things matter. So it's definitely interesting to see the interstate drivers and how they're handling it. Speaking of interstate drivers, we got another one.
We got a few, right?
Yeah.
It's been great to see so many interstaters come along.
Here we go, Alexander Hayworth in the, this is cool, this car. It's a 300ZX, it's grey. Word on the street is that this thing is off its chops.
It's not bad, and look, he is competing in the AusDC New South Wales series as well, so thank you to Alex for coming on down to Victoria, getting involved with the Keep It Reet crew, going heavy into turn 1, a lot of steering angle, a lot of steering input, but he's gathered himself back up, coming through the mid part of the lap, building speed, building momentum, coming into the final corner. This is where the interstaters that have never driven here before really just finding the track limits and just getting it done. But that was tidy. A little bit off the wall, but tidy.
Yeah, that was tidy, 100%. I mean, look, as we said before, these guys, first time driving the track, they're trying to get a feel for it. But Alexander did a great job in practice. You could see him link the whole circuit up. He was like, all right, I know where my limits are. We're going to put some points down and see how we go. But as you can see, outside zone 1 did a great job, but then was about more than a meter off of the first 2 turns. Then he's approached himself up for outside zone 2, completed that perfectly, flicked over to 3. He did complete it, but you didn't see it on camera, and then also flicked over the wall on 4, and he just kept it on the line just to get some points in, and just to, that's it.
Yeah, looking at it going around, I mean, he had a really nice arc all the way around that last corner. pretty much just push it another metre or metre and a half back towards the wall, and he's got it covered. So
100%.
really, really impressive run. So great stuff there from the Z32. Now, it's interesting because 300ZX, Z32, I just thought people just ratted those cars for parts.
Yeah.
Pretty much, like, you don't see them
I mean,
on the road.
airflow meters were like the thing back in the day, right? You
100%.
bought a Z just for the airflow meter. That's literally why you'd buy it. But I mean, it's great to see it out there.
Well, that's it. No one's brave enough to work in the engine bay of that car, let alone set it up as for drifting.
Hey, you want to change an alternator? Got to take the motor out.
Good luck. Good luck, friends. But good on you, Alexander. Thanks so much for coming down. All right.
We got a Queenslander. We got a Queenslander.
We do. We absolutely do.
Dan Stankowski. In the Ford AU car.
Yeah, David Stankowski.
Cream, AU House, Rajab Racing, King Fabrications, Static Films, fans. Mate, this guy was putting down some sick laps. This thing's got power. Let's check it out. Good flick out, outside zone 1. Nice, perfect. Well, almost literally a metre off of the first. Great job placing the car. Let's see how he sets himself up in outside zone 2. Nice and deep. Flick transition, outside zone 3. Nice and deep again. Up onto the wall. Deep on the 4th. Oh, tags the wall halfway through. Does come a little bit shallow on the entry and then the exit. He did pivot a little odd, but look at that, the bumper scrape. He literally just took the paint off the bumper.
Yeah, absolutely. Look
Phenomenal.
at, the judges were very specific in criteria this morning, going through the driver's walk and talking about exactly what they want. You know, that small little tag, yes, it will be deducted a little bit because he did need to change steering input. If you can scrape past the wall and it doesn't affect your line at all, then that's kind of the X factor. That's kind of the best possible run. But this, right up to that point, was absolutely solid. Bang.
Look at that.
A small little tag, did have to adjust the steering a little bit, but man, for a guy from Queensland, might have been the first time driving at this track. I haven't had a chance to talk to him.
Yeah, neither.
But that was absolutely phenomenal run. AU House, AU Falcon, one to watch out for sure.
100%. And this thing here that's on the line, K70, you told me it was a fresh build, Tony. You know a little bit about this car.
Yeah, Cody Moxton. Basically, he had a K70 years ago. Obviously, I don't know whether this is a new shell, but it's certainly a new build. So this has got an LS under the bonnet. He's been driving a Falcon just to keep his eye in the game for the last, short while, at least the last year. But this car was still panels off, engine in, and just kind of sitting there in the garage. Only really a couple of weeks ago, or a week or so ago. So this is the shakedown. This is the first event for this car. Cody Moxton getting it done through turn 1. Coming through turn 2, might have just grabbed a little bit inside of that zone. So that painted line through turn 1 and 2. That is a no-go zone for the drivers. They need to be a metre off that ripple strip. But coming around the final corner, looking really solid. Look, he absolutely made up for it on the second half of the run. The first was a little bit shaky getting started, but man, that last corner looked absolutely awesome.
Yeah, man, he was in the zone the whole fourth zone. He was in it from start to finish, and that's exactly what the judges want to see these drivers do. Yes, there is a little bit of points deducted from turn 1 and 2, but hey, look, end of the day, the wall is where the show is, right? That's the show. That's the show.
And we can see you guys out there on the wall. Make sure you give us a wave. We're up in the tower here. We can see you guys. Yeah, if you're loving it, make sure you tag Keep It Reet in any of your photos and videos that you're sharing today. We want to see absolutely everything from your perspective down there.
They have the best seat in the house. Like, they have the best seat. And if you're on the if you're actually sitting down on the grandstand, mate, walk over another 50 meters, stand on the wall. It is a blast. When you get sprayed with rubber, it's gonna be like summer. It's gonna walk out. It's phenomenal. It's a great time.
Definitely walk around and experience the track from different areas because you do get a great perspective and you get a great appreciation for the sheer speed they've got coming into that final
100%.
corner.
Alrighty, who have we got next? We have, pretty sure this is Ben Loft in the gorgeous Wreckham S15.
That's it, Pewter S15. This man has done some laps. A T28 SR20. The thing just absolutely works.
Yeah.
We know he can drive. Let's see how he goes for first qualifying run. Getting that single flick into turn 1. Looking real steady so far. Yes, nice transition back through the second turn. Real steady, not heaps of smoke because it is literally just an T28, but he's got it foot to the floor. Coming into the final corner, really good setup. Grabs a little bit of handbrake. He just scrapes the wall, coming past And that rear wing and rear bumper has shortened its life just a little bit.
Just a little bit. He did tag the wall enough where it did disrupt the car. But look, for someone that doesn't have enough power to pull themselves out of an awkward situation, he did a phenomenal job. Let's check out the Pertec Bayswater replay here. Turn 1, outside zone 1. Turn 2, great job. Set himself up for outside zone 2 here. A little bit shallow, but then went deep on 3. Great job. Then flicked hard up. Once again, tagged the wall and kept a little bit of adjustment and a shimmy in the front end. But then he did a great job for not bidding it.
And look, let's be honest, he's going to be flat out, full throttle.
Yeah.
Third, maybe into fourth in the 6-speed, whatever transmission he's got in that. But you know, the overall flow of the run wasn't bad. He did miss a bit of the box there at that touch and go sort of fill zone at number 3 out there. So yeah, there'll be a couple of points of deduction there, but overall, you know, he's got runs on the board, which is very important.
100%. And I mean, look, I heard him beating the hell out of his clutch when he was coming around turn 4 during practice. So we know that he doesn't have power. So he's just got a full commit, and that's it. And he's in for the ride.
What you can absolutely hear it.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
Absolutely. All right. So David Stankowski from Queensland, currently the top qualifier.
Yeah.
Wow. As we're feeding through this data's coming through to us live. So if you're watching on the live stream, you'll be able to see some of this information come through to you. But David Stankowski from Queensland, the AU House Falcon, currently top qualifier. Let's see how it plays out. Julian Di Battista getting his first lap down. Very beautiful. Blue 1 front, Sylvia.
This car is beautiful. I've seen it in the pits. It's a gorgeous thing to look at, nice and clean. Let's hopefully he keeps it that way throughout the rest of the day. Great job. Oh, he does straighten a little bit. It looks like that he did potentially miss a gear. The car is on song though. It does sound great, but yeah, as coming over from outside zone 3 into 4, looks like he did miss a gear. See, a lot of these drivers, people drive it differently. People are either third gear from start to finish, and they're abusing the hell out of their gearbox and clutch, but they're keeping the tyre smoke and the show going. Or the faster guys, usually a second gear, shifting up into third on the manji, or even coming into the bowl. The issue is that if you miss, well,
margin for error. It's a challenging thing. Like if you're leaving it in third and just being able to power on, it's just one less thing you got to worry about, right?
Correct.
Like clutching in, grabbing the handbrake to, you know, get into the bowl is one thing, but trying to do a gear change at the same time, it's just a lot of hands.
It is a lot of hands. And if you've got dodgy synchros, I mean, you could get a 0. You could straighten and get a 0 because
incomplete.
Incomplete. Well, anyway, we have another car on the line. This is an R32 Skyline. Now, there's something special about this car.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
something special.
Timmy Rogers, mission to send, has gone and taken the RB out.
Yes.
And he's put an SR in it.
Yes.
And he's got the RB in the S13 that he's got.
People will call him insane, but if you know anything, then an SR20 in an R32 is basically a perfect 50-50. This car would be amazing to drive. Let's see how he goes here. Outside zone 1, little bit. He actually does grab that box a little bit, but then turn 2 actually does a phenomenal job. See how he sets himself up for outside zone 2. Nice and deep, really deep. Deep on 3-2. Transition snap angle up onto 4, right in the wall. Great job, leaves it. Actually, didn't leave it early at all. That was a phenomenal job there.
Wow.
Outside zone 4, a little bit of a shimmy in the bowl, but then he kept it committed the whole way. He was like, I'm sending this the whole way. I want to paint that white wall red.
Let's check out the Pertec Bayswater replay. It looks like he's gone in with some pretty deep angle into turn 1. I mean, the idea, coming through turn 1 and 2, we actually just want a setup for the rest of the lap. You don't need to go too crazy.
Yeah.
But he's gone pretty crazy, so he's thrown it in hard. Turn 1 and turn 2 really filled the zones through 3 and 4, and then the setup for the bowl was really, really awesome. And I thought he was going to touch with that. The way from where we can see, it looked like he was going to send it straight into the wall. But very impressive lap. First one in the bag. Timmy Rogers.
For points on the ball, Rogers did a great job. That's what you want to see.
Awesome. All right, so in the standings so far. So David Stankowski from Queensland still sitting at the top position. Cody Moxon in that KE70, the greeny colour. Fresh build LS-powered KE70, currently sitting in position 2. And Ben Loft in the Pewter S15, currently sitting in position number 3.
Alrighty, from South Australia, we have Kyle Scott. Now, look, mate, Kale's been around for a while.
He's been around.
He comes down to Vic, comes over to Vic for events. Frequently, all the time. I don't know how many times he's driven this layout.
Not sure. Yeah.
But he's always one to watch. Let's have a look and see how he goes here. So great single flick in, outside zone 1 does a great job. Turn 1, phenomenal job placing the front tyres on the edge of the box there. Now outside zone 2, over to 3. Then snap transition over to 4. Nice and deep. Keep the angle. Does wind angle on and scrape the wall. Oh, took the rear bar off. Hand out the window.
Blows the
He's
bumper.
loving it. Look at him.
Look, he was obviously having a damn good time getting that lap done. We'll check out the Pertec Bayswater replay because this is going to show it absolutely perfectly. First couple laps today when he was getting his eye in, it looked like he was working up to it, you know? He was just sort of getting things happening, working up to it, but now it looks like Kale Scott has got this track absolutely dialed. Here it is, so filling the zones right before the bowl, big setup, going in at reasonable speed, drives into it at the start of the zone, absolutely awesome. Now, the end of the bowl, that last little bit, it kind of juts out a little bit, and he was wall riding the whole thing. And bang, there goes the rear bumper. It blows off the back of it. Now, this car, if you go and take a close look at it in the pits, it is clearly a battle car. It's a good from far, but sort of far from good look about it.
Yeah.
But it looks awesome on track, and he definitely pushes the boundaries.
Yeah, 100%. Cal's always been one to put on a show for everyone, whether they be in SA or Victoria. So it's great to have him down once again. You know, all SA drivers, they always come down. Even like, I don't think Scotty Miller's driving today, but mate,
Last year,
like Scotty Miller put on a bloody show, an absolute demon of a driver, and I'm fairly
got
sure.
some results.
Yeah, he did get some results. So Scotty Miller actually placed 3rd in round 3. So there's a SA driver 3rd in round 3, and you know, we just welcome it. Let's come down, throw the battles on, let's get it on.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Obviously, a whole bunch of new suppliers and trade partners for the 2024 Drift Championship season with Keep It Reet. We're going to give them a bit of a shout out now. Obviously, Autobahn is our title sponsor for the year, so thank those guys so much. SP Tools is our official tool partner of Keep It Reet. Fantastic to have them on board. Optima Batteries, the ultimate power source. They're providing us with all the voltage. Huge shout out to them. But here we go. We do have another qualifying run right now.
We got Jason Hayden, I think, in the 2JS14. Yeah, this thing is off the tee. This thing is insane. I think it's a pre-radiator. Something, a 2J sequential thing. It's off the tee. Jason doing a great job setting himself up for outside zone 2 and then comes over to 3. A little bit shallow on the wall, but look, that car is it's a lot of bucks. It's a lot of bucks. So keep it consistent, and then send it on the second one. That was a nice consistent run, as we said before.
A banker.
Yeah, as we said before, we have basically 30 drivers for a top 32.
Yep.
So there's no reason why these drivers are pushing it to the absolute limit for qualifying.
Yep.
They just need to get points on the board, and then they can battle it out throughout the day.
Yeah, and it might be a bit of strategy play, right? So you might be coming in, just get a run on the board and be able to sit down and relax, let your car chill, you know, scope out all the other drivers. There might be a bit of gamesmanship around the place. But yeah, look, you've just got to get a complete run under drift to qualify. All of the drivers will be going through as long as they can arrive at the start line.
100%. And as we saw before, Kale Scott is currently pairing first and second with Dan Stankowski.
Bang!
Queensland.
All right.
So 2 interstaters, mate.
How's
Taking 1
that?
and 2.
How is that?
Yeah.
All right. So we've got a South Australian and a Queenslander kind of showing us Victorians what to do here. Like, this is impressive.
I mean, look,
We like it.
I'm all for it. Bring the competition. Let's do it. It's good fun.
Then we got Timmy Rogers, originally from Tassie. I think he lives in Queensland now as well. He's in P3. So first, second, and third are all currently interstaters. That is fantastic.
Come on, Victorians. What are
Yeah,
you guys
come
doing?
on, what's
What are you
going
doing,
on,
man? You're
boys?
embarrassing us.
We're gonna give him a G up in the crowd. Come on, guys.
Embarrassing us, guys. Come on, guys.
Oh, all right, but we do have quite a few drivers that have had some little whoopsies already today. We'll cover them off as we go. All right, looks like Jason Hayden's just going to do a bit of a drive-through. He's not actually doing his second qualifying run for now, so maybe just going to check on the car and make sure we're all good. But one other thing, we'll just continue on with some of our absolutely epic suppliers. So we've got the guys from Motul, our official lubricant supplier for the Keep It Reet Drift Championship. So thanks to the guys from Motul. And we do have a gift for the underdog, the bit of a hard charger gift from the guys at WiseFab. They've got a $1,500 voucher for maybe one of the underdog drivers for the day. So that's going to be absolutely awesome to be able to award that later today. And obviously Pertec Bayswater, they're the guys helping us out with all the technology. They've thrown in some money so that we've got all this live stream and replay technology so that we can have a look at it. And Sequoia Media, they've done all of our banners and signage and all the stickers and stuff. So thanks to all of those guys for supporting us, getting this done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do have a start line camera that's out of action, but I know that's a Roger Ianson from South Australia. Has competed in the National Series in Australia and absolutely is a competitor. He's a top 4 competitor in the National Series. So let's just see, coming through turn 2, bit of steering correction, but online, doing everything he needs to do. Nice and wide, touch 3, touch 4, he's filling those zones and going into the final corner. He's been asking plenty of questions. He's got his spotter up in the tower, and that looks pretty good coming around that last corner. It is important to get your spotter on board, ask the judges plenty of questions, and make sure you get it right, because that last corner looked absolutely phenomenal.
100%, and he's been putting it down all during practice the entire time. Let's check out the Pertec Bayswater replay here. So outside zone 1, great job. Turn 1, turn 2, perfect just on the edge of those boxes. Sets himself up for 2, nice and deep in 2, goes for fill 3, once again in 4, and it's all about the snap angle into the bowl. Everyone talks about riding the wall the whole way, but like if you set yourself up real lazy with the handbrake and bum drag the car into it and then get on the power, you're not going to score as high as if you were to snap angle up on the wall and then give it all the juice and the sauce then are coming around it. So there is technique to it.
It's pretty much, it's got to look exciting, right?
Yeah.
Like if you guys are there on the wall and you think the car's coming right for you, you think, oh my God, this is going to be a write-off, and then they pull it off, that's going to be that X factor. That's
100%.
what we want to see. A big snap to angle on power and a smoke show so that we can't see anything on the wall camera.
That's what we want. That's what we want.
That camera is basically, there's a camera right about 3/4 of the way around the wall. That camera hanging off the bar is basically sacrificial for this weekend. We want that to capture all the amazing shots because that's the money. That's the money shot. There's the camera angle right there. We want to see that thing absolutely covered in tyre smoke as the day goes on.
Alrighty, so on the line we have the one and only. We have Mr. Matty Russell.
Matt Russell, the love muscle, he's out of sort of semi-retirement.
He's always going in and out of retirement.
Yeah,
he does like a
retirement?
series, and he takes off for a year, chills out for a year, then comes back.
Gets a boat, drinks some VB, hangs out.
We gotta love him. Matty Russell, the 8.6, SR20, Rackham, bloody, that thing is, it's awesome. It's a great car. It's been around forever.
I think, you can drive really well when you build a setup that really works. It's really reliable. He's really happy with it. And it's just like, well, that's just it, right? An SR powered at AE86 just works. And I don't ever see him working on it even. Like it just rolls into the trailer, changes the oil, rolls back out again. Absolute credit to him for building it. He's really just got it dialed. I still think that is probably a safe bet for Matty Russell. Like he's got it in, coming through. There we go, turn 1, on plenty of angle, doing, the midline, just textbook sort of stuff, just getting it done. And yeah, you're right, maybe not quite as deep into that first of the outside zones, but it wasn't bad. Like it was into it, but just not completely deep into it. But it was deep. Jordan Sanderson.
Sanderson in the VEU doing a little bit of a ride with the pro. Oh, there we go. Passengers hand out the win.
If you want to go for a ride in one of those drift cars, absolutely make your way down to the Keep It Reet sign-in tent into the pit area. And this is an amazing feature of the Keep It Reet series that you can actually go for a ride in a car. And these are competition level cars. These are our pro drivers. They might be out of action today, or they might have got knocked out early, and you might be able to go for a ride in one of your favourite cars.
Alrighty, we got Luke Sanders here, the dark blue AU Drift Society Ford AU. Good job on the line there on an outside zone 2 there, a little bit shallow than over to 3. Great job. I don't think this car has a whole heap of power. It comes over to 4. Tags the wall. That thing is naturally aspirated as hell.
You can hear it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's screaming. It's hating life, but it's loving life. It's a ballet of love.
It's fun when you've got a car like that you just gotta hold it flat, right?
Yeah.
You just gotta hold it flat and use the momentum of the car. It's a challenge because your margin for error is much smaller.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to be really committed, but it's also a really, really fun way to drive. And this is the nature of this series, right? So we've got those level cars, which really, you know, Luke's built that as a bit of a session car that he'll come out on Friday Night Drift and just throw laps down all night.
All night.
But then bring it to a competition series and look, you know, he might be sitting on the start line next to Patrick Barley later on in the Carbon Kevlar Corvette. So you just don't know what you're going to get in this Keep It Reet Drift Championship for 2024. Huge shout out to Autobahn for being our major sponsor for this year.
Alrighty, on the line, we do have another car that's running up. Let's have a look at the qualifying standings, what we have here at the moment. So currently at the moment, we have Roger Alhansen with a 90.7.
So Roger from South Australia, Cale Scott from South Australia, and David from Queensland are our top 3 currently. Team Victoria, what is going on out there?
It's Team Victoria is led by Matty Russell, and he's currently sitting at 85.8. So he's just trailing behind.
Yeah, that was a banker. That was definitely a banker.
That was a banker. That was a banker. Yeah, Matt's got a lot more in him. You'll be fine.
All right. But that's very impressive to have 3 interstaters sitting currently in the top positions for qualifying. You can see the graphic on the left-hand side of the screen for everyone tuned in at home on the live stream. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. We love that it's a feature that we can offer you guys from New South Wales, from Queensland, from all over Australia who couldn't make it down here to the event to be trackside. You can still check it out online. So make sure you comment where you're watching from, who you're cheering on from home, what your food snacks are, all those sort of things, what projects you're building, what this is on in the background. Certainly give us a bit of a shout out.
All right, here we go.
BenCon Constructions. You can see the air cleaner hanging out the bonnet. It is a V8 powered S13. Certainly not afraid of the loud pedal. The thing absolutely cooks tires when he's fully on it, but it just looked a little bit shaky coming through the start.
Yeah, at the start it did look a little bit shaky, especially the transition between outside zone 2 and outside zone 3. As you can see there, inside ate the whole box, then wasn't too bad on the second box. Set himself up for 2. Great job there. Over to 3. Nice once again. And then good pace, good transition in. Kept it nice and mid, and then went actually wide towards the end there. But then, as you could hear, he had to come off the throttle. Otherwise, he was gonna eat it.
So I think he was really just a little bit unsettled for himself. Just basically. So just into turn 1. And then you've got to regather yourself. You've got to put yourself back on the right line, which he really did. So coming through the second and third, outside touch and go on the back part of the lap, that was all looking pretty good. And then the setup for the bowl was looking pretty good as well. Just a little bit off the line or off the wall. But yeah, he'll be happy. He'll be getting back into another lap. It's still a lap in. It means he can battle. We're all good. So
100%.
Jordan Sanderson getting another ride with a pro lap in.
That's it. And Ben Brennell did pull off a 69.3 with that run. So look, it was a banker. It was a banker for sure.
Cool.
Alrighty. What have we got here? We got a bit of Euro power here. We got a BMW E36.
Eurobeat intensifies. Here we go.
Here we go.
Into turn 1. Flick back through turn 2. Really flowy. Really well managed. Building momentum. You can see just a bit of tyre smoke wisping up. There it is. Grab of the handbrake to steady the car. Coming into the final corner. Really close to that wall. In the zone. Wowee. All right.
Now that thing sounds turbocharged because it's got some sauce. It's got some sauce.
Bit of pep in the step. We'll check out the Pertec Bayswater replay. All right, all looking really reasonable coming through turn 1. Did run the front wheel through that inside no-go zone, but then gathered it up through turn 2. It looks like the 2 outside zones, touches the box, that's good. Fills the second box as well, that was good. And reasonable sort of handbrakes to steady the car. It might have just slowed down the momentum just a little bit. but gets through unscathed. No panel damage for the Beamer.
Yeah, look, panel damage is definitely something that we don't all aspire to have, but look, rather panel damage than mechanical damage.
Yeah, that's true. And we've had a bit of that already today. So that
Yeah.
was Stan K in the BMW getting his first quali run done.
Yeah, Stan
we'll
the
see
man.
where he lands in.
74.2.
Yeah, really reasonable. That's
Okay,
good.
Mid-pack, that's good. See, mid-pack's always good because we're going back to the old traditional
Yep, top 32.
top 32 knockout battle sort of a thing. You know, when you're mid-pack, it's kind of like that nice sweet spot where you are versing people that are within the same, the same similar skill gap compared to you. Rather than if you if you qualify in the lower end, you're versing the top people. So it's a good balance. Being mid-pack is definitely good.
I wonder just how much gaminess is going on in the pits. Like how many of the drivers are sort of going, trying to strategize where they want to be. Or do they just go out and send it? I don't know.
I think a lot of it comes down to the boys sending it. I don't
Yeah.
think there's a lot of strategy behind it, but I mean, when they are put in the position where they go, oh wait, I'm mid-pack, then the strategy comes into it. But look, I think everyone's intention is just to go out and do the best that they can.
Yeah.
And wherever they land, because most of the drivers here, they're just here for a bit of fun. This is just all for a bit of fun. So.
Yeah, that's it. Look, it's a state level series, and only a 3-round series this year. We're basically leaving winter behind.
Yes.
Winter's a really hard time in Melbourne to run a competition series, so we're
Yeah.
basically getting our first 3 rounds, or the 3 rounds of this championship series done in the first few months of the year. So we don't want to battle in the rain when it's sogging wet. Most people don't want to leave their house and come out and support drifting because I don't blame them, and it's really hard to drive it too. This looks like Danny Pessic.
This looks like Danny Pessic. So Danny did a great job. Transitions over to 3, nice and deep once again. Danny's been doing a great job. His car has an insane amount of front bite, but no side bite. But it looks like he fixed it because he filled the whole damn zone. During practice,
Wow.
Danny was always falling short off of the wall, but just then he just filled the entire 4th zone with ease, with absolute ease. So I don't know if he changed anything, but that car had a tremendous amount of front bite. Not
Yep.
much side bite. It was a little bit odd, but looks like he had a dial there. Let's check
Looking
out-
really cool. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
check it out in the Pertec Bayswater replay. Yeah, the outside zone 3 and 4 there. Bang. Set up for the wall. Deep. Flat out on throttle. Back tyres spinning. There's no adjustments in there. It was just flat out on the loud pedal, and that is what we want to see. So great driving. Danny Pessic getting his first quality lap done. Another V8 powered K70 roller, Nathan Dundervik. A weapon of a driver, and usually sort of takes back panels off nearly every time he drives this thing. But he's certainly a character and someone who loves taking passengers for a hot lap. So head down into the pits and see the team get yourself a passenger ride with Nathan Dundervik. Right. Next up on the line looks like Pat Meehan.
Yeah, I think it's Pat Meehan.
Yep.
Ford Falcon, AU, Tough Lift Hoists, Tyre Power Ararat, AU Drift Society. Alrighty, let's go, Pat. Pat Meehan's been driving. He's been driving this AU for quite a while now.
Yeah.
He's done a couple of years with it, and last season he did a phenomenal job for being one of the underpowered
Yes.
and kind of underdog cars.
It's just like another one of those session cars, right? It's like
Yeah.
the Friday Night Drift session car where you can just basically get a whole bunch of stockies and some fuel and just come out and session all night.
Yeah.
But I guess once you've driven that much, it's like, well, hang on, what's the next challenge for me? Well, it's competition, right? Like, you got to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And look, outside zone 3. Let's see how he goes on outside zone 4 on the wall. Flicks it up nice and deep. Ooh, looks like that he was. It looks like the way the trajectory of the car was going into outside zone 4, it was
Yeah.
kind of center apexing up the top rather than sweeping. That's
Yeah.
why he kind of cut it a little bit short.
Making a bit of a triangle
Yeah, it was a bit of a-
pattern instead of an
Still a
arc.
bit of Pythagoras with the vehicle right there, mate. But look, let's check it out, Tony. Let's have a look here.
Yeah.
Great job, as you said before. Inside clips.
Dialed, yeah. Turns 1 and 2 absolutely dialed, looking fantastic. Holding it flat. This is exactly what a Falcon's built for. Just holding it flat, throwing it forward, and then we set up here. just didn't quite get in early, but then went deep, and he's like, whoa, I gotta back off just a little bit. And as soon as you back off coming around that wall, it does drag you out a little bit.
Well, it's almost like he predicted that he was going to hit the wall, so he put the power on. He stomped on the power and then turned into the corner to try and counter the little shimmy the wall was going to give him. But look, unfortunately, he did leave a little bit late, but that's all good. That is all good. That's his first run, so he's still got a few more. Who have we got here? Do we have Mudgy? Is this Mudgy? I think we might have Sam Mudge on the line here in the red S13. Indeed it is. He's got the wastegate with exhaust out the bonnet. Mudgy, phenomenal job. Drives high tech. He's been progressing so much the last 4 years. Phenomenal job outside zone 1 and the first 2 in a good nice outside zone 2. Sets himself up for the wall. This is his first lap. Keeps the power down. Yep, nice and easy run. Easy run.
Definitely a banker. We've said it earlier. Definitely a banker because he was easily a meter, about a meter away from the line even. So we know Sammy Mudge can go harder than that. That's for sure. But here we go. So coming through turn 1 and turn 2 was all good. Set that mid line, getting that all covered. That's the setup part of this lap. Fills the outside zone. Probably just a little bit shallow at the first outside zone 1. But it looked like he went to really big angles. So coming into that final corner, he was really wound on the angle, and that might have just changed the line just there a little bit. All right, so qualifying standings as it is currently, we've got Danny Pesic in position 1.
Victorian!
Hey,
there
we're coming back.
We are coming back. Danny with a 91.8 did a phenomenal job. Mate, Danny's he's a great driver overall, and to see him kind of a little struggling during practice on the wall there and then pulls off a 91.8, I'm proud of him, mate.
Yeah,
that's phenomenal job.
Awesome.
All right, up on the line next, we have the one and only Mr. Jamie Stivskovsky in the red Ford AU Falcon Drift Society, Zoo Performance, and House Supporters. So,
look,
Jamie.
Yeah. I've said, watch this car, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been watching Japanese-style drifting or Japanese cars flat out, this car rotates. Like, the front wheels rotate like a Japanese car. It's absolutely awesome. I don't know what he's done to the front of it, but it is a phenomenal car to watch, and the guy can drive. He's gone just a little bit deep into turn 1, but he's and there is all the tyre smoke. He's holding it flat. This is a phenomenally built car. Coming into the final corner, looking really good on the loud pedal. Does come away from the wall just a little bit early.
All right, so he will lose some points there on the wall and turn 1. He went deep and he went fast. But as you can see, the potential in this car for angle, for steering rotation, snap to angle, and power, this thing is a competition car 100%.
Yes, absolutely. And I don't think Jamie's done a lot of competition driving. He's absolutely a session driver, and he's done plenty of laps of this place. But now when that pressure element kicks in, that's where it gets a little interesting. But look, the kid can absolutely drive. And there he is. He was into the zone really early, and then he's just sort of steadied the car up, and he's come out of the zone just a little bit too soon, rather than completing that nice big arc around the final corner.
Yeah, 100%. And look, all these drivers have been doing a phenomenal job on the wall. None of them have really been too scared of it. They actually sit within the box, or on the box at least. So everyone's given it a red-hot crack.
Yep.
Really, really great driving overall. But
here we go.
We got Cam Martin, mate.
Hey, here we go. The man who took out the LZ World Tour last year, battled all the international drivers, knocked them all out, and very proudly stood on the top step. This is certainly going to be a guy to watch for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Coming through the outside touch and go zones. Looks like it was filled nicely. There is a big flick into the final corner. And that RB is absolutely singing around 400 kilowatts, screaming at your face, ladies and gentlemen. That was an impressive first run for Cam Martin.
Now, the thing with Cam's driving is that it's consistent, but it's consistently chaotic because as you can see here, flicks in outside zone 1, it looks so dialed, and then he makes a slight adjustment to bring the car a little bit further out into the second corner, sets himself up, outside zone 2, nice and wide, fills it completely. Same with 3, but then goes a little bit further than I think what he should have. But then as he sets himself up for the wall, look at that. He's like 3 inches from the wall. Like, phenomenal job.
But that was a really solid recovery because the car has so much forward momentum through that outside 3 and 4, or whatever we call it, outside 1 and 2. But building speed before the bowl corner, it's just rapid. And then he throws it at a big angle, steadies the car, and gets on the gas. And it's like, man, he's just so good.
Yeah, he's been a phenomenal driver and consistent driver throughout the years. Cam's just always been competing, you know, and he's gotten better and better every year as the years go on, you know, as you do. So
yes,
it is going to be insane to see what happens today, because Cam, I think, is the one that's on the top at the moment in terms of this layout, and everyone's going to be aiming towards can we beat Cam?
Yeah, well, there's another layer of pressure, right? Because
Yeah.
you're the one that won the LZ World Tour, had a couple of results in previous years. You're probably going to be the guy to beat, right? So everyone's going to be looking at you.
Here we go.
Bit of gamesmanship.
Mate, yeah. All right, we have one and only the Carbon Kevlar Patrick Bartley. This thing's a C6. This thing is... Outside zone 2, phenomenal job. Flick transition, outside zone 3. Bank up onto the wall, sets himself up nicely, and just let this thing sink. Oh,
wow.
Just listen to it. And then the way he places his car on the wall as well, even finishes so strong. Barley's a great driver.
There is something to say about having a race team to set up your car. I mean, him and his dad and his family have got a racing heritage in speedway and sprint cars. Obviously, the engine's a late model engine out of a sprint car, makes 800 horsepower. He's probably got to dial back a little bit just to suit the tyre rule and everything, but still, you know, they know how to set up a race car, and that is textbook driving. I was watching his social media, so check him out, obviously, Patrick Barley on socials. He does do a lot of laps on the sim as well, and we really do see that in a lot of these drivers are getting a lot of practice laps on the simulator so that they can come out and pretty much put that qualifying run with a couple of laps of practice.
Yeah, 100%.
It really does make a difference.
Oh, it makes a massive difference. And look, everyone knows a set of courses kind of where it's been at for the last few years. The scene has kind of taken a little bit of a dive lately, but you do see the you know, a lot of the actual drivers that still do get out there in session.
Well, you're pretty active on the simulator stuff, aren't you?
Yeah, I was for a very, very long time. The last few months I have taken a little bit of a step back, but look, I do still have it, and we do go on for a bit of a session every now and then. And it is good fun. And look, you get a lot of the, you know, the drifting out of your system as well.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
scratch the itch.
Yeah, you scratch the itch. It's not the perfect scratch.
Yeah.
But it just gets it. You know, gets it off for a little bit, which is good. So
excellent. All right, now we're obviously having a look at everyone on the live stream. Thank you guys for dropping your comments. We really appreciate it. Sam Clark, very funny. Go birthday boy Romano. Mummy loves you. We absolutely love that. Watching on the way to Calder Park. Thank you. Here we go. Been waiting for this. And we've been waiting for this one as well, ladies and gentlemen. Marcus Backy McCarthy is going for his first run in qualifying.
So Marcus destroyed a gearbox in
that's what we heard.
Practice. That's what we heard. Is this a new gearbox, or is he just sending it? I don't know. Whatever he's doing, he's laid down an insane bloody run. He's got his hand out the window. Now,
if they've put a new gearbox in that car in like the last half an hour, that's a credit to them for one.
I mean, I want to know how many bell housing bolts he's got bolted into that thing. That's what I want to know.
There can't be many.
There can't be many if he's done it in half an hour. I'm telling you right now.
Look, coming through turn 1 and 2, as you would expect from Marcus McCarthy, you know, a guy that just nailed the results last year, ended up second in our championship behind Jason Ferrin, who took out the championship last year. I mean, he's got a second at round 1, he got a third at round 2, he got a second at round 3, you know, had an issue at round 4, unfortunately, but the guy is a consistent contender, and we're expecting big things from Backy McCarthy.
Yeah.
He's got a bit of a YouTube thing going on as well. You can watch all these crazy builds and all the random things that Backy McCarthy's up to.
Yep.
Certainly check him out there as well.
Yeah, we do have a couple of YouTubers out there. We have
one or two.
We have one or two. Yeah, we got Mike Lake, we got Backy McCarthy, we got Cam as well. Probably a couple of others that I have that probably drop by. But yeah, look, it's always good to see these guys kind of, you know, you guys can watch it. You guys can be a part of the journey with them.
Yeah. It's really interesting, and it's a great way to communicate back to the drivers as well. I think more than ever, it's really great that you've got the ability to see what they're doing behind the scenes, communicate back and forward, get tips from your own builds from other people that are doing well. But we're just going to read through some of the comments on the live stream for our fans here at Calder Park Raceway. Thank you for joining us. All right, we got a Fly Guy 4130 from Florida is on the live stream having a chat. Let's go, lads from New Zealand. Thank you for joining us. Let's go, boys. Cheers from the New Zealand. All right, I love it. All right. We had a little bit of lag early on, but I think we've got that covered now. So thank you guys for commenting on the live stream. We really appreciate that. All right, I hope you're enjoying the day. Yes, we are. Let's go, Theo. Dropping frames. Yeah, no, we sorted that out. We've shouldn't have it be as laggy now, so we should be all good for everyone there on the live stream. Holla at your boy T-Bone. What's up, Andy? I can see you there somewhere. Thanks for joining us on the live stream. Thanks for joining us at the track. I saw your face. All right. Okay. All right. So a few comments there. Thank you guys for joining. We're just making sure that we get the stream 100% for this afternoon, so bear with us. All righty. Okay. Go Kale from South Australia. Who else we got on there? Well done, Kale. A few South Australian fans on the live stream. Sweet stuff. Nice, Roger. Yeah, there's a lot of South Australian fans on the live stream. That RB Scream, that is Cam Martin's RB Scream. Cam's the man, multi-ninja. How's all the usernames?
Yeah. The usernames are always hilarious. Anyway, we got Ross doing his qualifying run. Number 2.
Qualifying number 2.
Qualifying number 2. Ross in the Black Falcon. Let's see how he goes here. Outside zone 1 did a great job. Then transitions over to 2. The run is deep. These second qualifying runs is where the drivers can really push the limits. This is where they already got points on the board. Now they want to try and work their way up the tree.
Go full send.
Yeah, go full send. So, but look, for a BA, NA, seems that's the aspect.
Yeah.
He did a phenomenal job. Did a great job. I mean, look, Ross did have a
75.3 on his first.
75.3 on his first. So it'd be interesting to see what he gets on his second.
Yep. I feel like he just went in that lap, you could tell, with just a bit more speed, a bit more confidence.
Yeah.
I think that's really important as well. You know, you get your first lap done, go in with a bit more confidence into 2. You've done a few more laps on the track, and you can push the boundaries just a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there are so many drivers that scored, on the lower end of this scale at the moment that definitely have the potential to score even higher.
Oh, yeah.
So, they're just getting their foot in. Cam Martin at the moment is leading with a 93.8. We have Marcus McCarthy in second place with the 92.7. Danny Pesek with the 91.8, followed by
Roger Hansen,
and then we got Patrick Pat Barley with the 88.7, and then we got Meehan with the 88, Kale Scott 86, and then Stankovsky with the 86 as well. So look, there's a bit of battle between some Victorians that have taken the top end at the moment, but look, there's every chance that these interstate guys are just like, all right, now I'm going to turn it up a notch.
That's already a pretty solid top 10 that we've got going on there. And battles are going to be so good no matter what. Just looking at that, it's going to be great no matter what.
All right, here we go. We've got a Stella Falcon. This there's making it's Theodore. Here we go, mate. Outside zone 2 and 3. 3 was filled more than 2. Then flicks up, sets himself for the wall. Outside zone 4. Let's see if he can get a little deep. Yeah, that was solid, man. That thing's pluming clouds. He's putting the clouds back in the sky because it's now gorgeous and sunny. Thank you, Melvin. But yeah, he's doing a great job to try and keep the car, off the wall. Doesn't want to bin it for the start, but look, he's got his points down. Put on a smoke show.
Yeah,
bit of fun.
A score of 74 on his first lap. But I reckon he's definitely turned it up a bit. I reckon that was worth more than a 74 this time around. We'll see what the judges think as well. They are over in the corner of the room, deliberating, having a chat, having a good time as well. But that was a pretty solid lap from our perspective. Theo getting it done. 74 in his first. Let's see how he goes for his second. All right, a few... So is that So Crispy on the live stream? Yes, it is.
Hello. Welcome. I still have fans out there. Hello. What's happening?
What's up? All right, let's go Northern Drift boys. Yeah, Az Drift's there, dropping that in. Hello from Atoko, New Zealand. There you go. North Island, South Island, I'm not sure. I'm going to guess it's North Island. All right. Hell yeah, I'm trackside. Nice one. Kozza, thanks, brother. All right, ladies and gents, for lap number getting it done. Promosa tyres, S14. Dobbs the handbrake coming into the final corner. Going to get on the loud pedal. V8 powered S14. Still just looked a little bit like he just hung back on that final corner, just a little bit.
Yeah.
I reckon he's about mid-pack at the moment, so I reckon he just wants to battle it out. Doesn't want to send his car into the wall. Let's just battle it out as the day goes on.
Yeah, and look, at the end of the day, these guys are looking for reliability in the car as well. They can't just keep sending it over and over and over again because, you know, drifting puts a whole heap of strain and stress, not just mechanically, but also physically on the car. If you're constantly tapping the wall or bumping the wall, next thing you know, you can burst a fuel line, you can kill a tyre, you can do so much critical damage that could set you off for the rest of the day.
Yeah, like, you know, you don't want to... You get the risky drivers, right, that'll just put it down no matter what, but yeah, it can be a disservice to them if they go too crazy in quali. You just want to be able to, like, everyone's competing today, which is great. You know, we've got enough drivers to compete in our top 32 today.
Here we go, Taylor Siskos, the outside zone 2 and 3, nice and deep. Let's see how he goes in the fourth on the wall.
Yeah!
Rattler.
Gone all the way around, unfortunately.
360, style points.
All right, style points with the 360. He's throwing it out there.
Summonats was Canberra, not Melbourne, and that was a month ago.
Yeah, look, so in the judges' regs, an incomplete for a run is a spin out. And look, you know, at the end of the day, he's pushing hard. You can definitely tell he was trying to outperform his previous qualifying run.
Yeah.
But there's a few other reasons why it can be called an incomplete. Obviously, a full spin out, unfortunately, is an incomplete. You know, if you have like a bonnet pop up or something, your panels are falling off, then, you know, that's going to be an incomplete. 2 wheels off the course. There's a few reasons why you can get a 0 for the qualifying runs. And unfortunately, a spin out is a 0, but he's got the bank run in from lap number 1.
Yeah, 100%. And look, the judges are scoring the today over 3 things mainly. So there's line, there's angle, and there's style. So basically, the drivers are judged on their ability to follow the required line dictated by the judges, which they have done in the drivers' briefing from earlier on, and pass through all the inner and outer zones. Then there's also angle. Drivers are judged by their ability to achieve and maintain a high level of angle throughout the course. So we want to see the drivers snap angle on entry, keep it consistent. As you can see here with this gorgeous BMW. This one here.
Matthew Taylor from
Matty
Victoria.
Taylor, that's it. Flick outside zone 1, 2, 3. As you can see there, snap angle. The line isn't great, but his angle and commitment definitely was. And you know that's also what the judges want to see.
Yeah, yeah.
Also style points as well.
Yeah, that's it. You're going to get style points. Look, you're a little bit off the line, but still full blazing tyre smoke. You know, there was not a lot of corrections in the run at all. Just didn't quite put it deep enough. But like you said, going to be scoring points no matter what.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome run from Matthew Taylor. Thank you so much. E46 BMW.
That's it. And look, style points are given out via, you know, the initiation. They want to see a committed initiation, fluidity, snap angles, all those things there that we talk about that aren't like a match. So snapping to angle isn't a part of the angle points. It's a part of the style points.
Yes.
But angle is your angle throughout the corner, throughout the circuit as a whole. So we want to see that aggressive driving, but the aggressive driving to snap and to maintain the whole time around the circuit.
There's a lot to it, ladies and gentlemen. If you are thinking about getting involved, obviously our Keep It Reet crew do offer drift school coaching and tuition. So if this all sounds like something you want to get a part of, you can check out the Keep It Reet website for their next upcoming driver training day. And you might be one of the next competitors at the next round. Who knows? All you need to do something with manual transmission. But you don't have to.
You definitely don't have to. Here we go. We got Matt Bulgar from New South Wales in the S13. Now, this is Matt's first time driving this circuit. I don't know too much about Matt and his car.
No.
But look, he put down he was kind of a little bit timid on his first run. The second run just there, he did put down a little bit. It looked like a little bit better, marginally better, but wasn't the absolute greatest.
Yeah, look, went in certainly with a bit more pep on his step and getting the throttle down. This lad is challenging. It really is challenging, and it's only better by seat time, and that is key. Absolute seat time is key. And the car is so pretty too.
Yeah, I mean, it
like
looks
I don't want to bin it.
It's fresh paint. Like it looks nice. It looks great. Like
100%.
If you put that car next to Cale Scott,
Oh, yeah.
like Cale Scott from South Australia,
It's a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Matt's car looks absolutely pristine compared to that.
100%.
And maybe that's going to hold him back just a little bit. I don't know. Nah, it's all good.
We're all here for a good time. So next up, we have Alexander Hayworth in the gorgeous 300 ZX. Let's see how he goes here on his second run. He ate the whole box again.
Oh, that's a big angle. That is big
too
angle.
Much angle.
So I saw this car up in New South Wales 2 weeks ago for the AusDC round one of their championship series. And it looked on track, like when he had it dialed, it was just absolutely dialed and on song. But I did notice that it does flick to angle really aggressively. And sometimes that can be a bit of a hard thing to manage and just to tame the wild beast, you know? That's a big flick and it just over-rotated on him. Just a little bit unfortunate, but maybe we can get our sign back. I think he's still got our clipping point sign somewhere under the front of that Z.
Look, I don't know what steering angle he has, but I know from factory 300 ZXs have about 30 degrees of steering lock.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's like a 15-point U-turn to do anything in those cars. So the fact that thing's got some custom front end and custom angle, as you can see there, even when he spun out, it had a quite decent amount of angle.
Huge amount of
That's
angle.
like some cut and shots on an S13 sort of a deal. You know what I mean? That's a decent amount of angle.
Mega. Just mowing down our clipping board sign.
Look, I respect it.
That's all right.
I respect it. He's like, I'm here in Victoria. We're here to send it, here to party.
Yep.
I'm taking you home with me.
I'm taking a souvenir home.
Yeah.
We get Sequoia Media to go and print us some more banners and signage. Thanks to those guys for sorting us out with all those clipping point signage. We really appreciate that. So if you're looking for business signage or uniforms, merchandise or whatever, Sequoia Media have done all of our signs and banners around the track. So certainly check those guys out if you have the need.
That's it, exactly right. And then also we have a couple of other smaller sponsors but are still here. We have Burnout Masters, the mobile game. There you go. You can go do some burnouts on your phone. The KIR Reet Quad VL Turbo thingy.
Is in it.
Is in it. It's,
Yeah, it's
literally in the game. You can access Burnout Masters on Apple and Android. And we also have Drift Runner, the mobile game.
Yep.
Now, look, I haven't personally played Drift Runner, but I'm going to download it.
Yeah, let's have a go.
I'm going to give it a whip because you can also download that on Apple and Android. And it also features the KIR Reet Barrel Wag.
Barrel wags in the drift game. That is cool.
So that's good.
Very cool.
We do appreciate all the support that we get from all of our sponsors. As you know, the main title sponsor for the championship is Autobahn, but we have the Queenslander out here.
David Stankowski.
Yeah, David Stankowski, correct, in the Cream AU house. I missed that run, but let's watch back on the Pertec Baseball replay.
Here it is.
Here we go. He put down an 86 on his first run. Let's see if he can better it. Ooh, did a great job outside zone 1, then flicked over to the first corner and second corner. Kept it nice, about a meter off that circuit, which is great. Transition over to outside zone 2. Nice, deep into 3. Set himself up, nice. The fluidity is good. The front wheel lockup is good. Nice and deep, big power on the wall. And then, that's actually solid. I mean, besides trimming a little bit of angle on the wall to make sure he makes it around, that's fine. That's a sick run. He got an 86. Let's see if he betters it. Let's see if he gets a
We'll see what the judges think of that one. But absolutely repping it for the AU Falcon fans out there in the house. Love to see it. All right. Thank you guys for joining us on the live stream. We've got some people from Ohio Cruise, Ohio, USA on the live stream. What's up? Good to see all our international viewers. Yeah, absolutely agree. So you guys can watch a K70 Corolla with a V8 in it, and this is Cody Moxon.
Do Americans know what K70 is? I don't know. They have Ks over there. But this thing is tiny. It weighs 800 kilos, and it's got an LS in it.
We just drop a V8 in the front of it.
Yeah, Aussie power, mate. Oh, here we go. Outside zone 4. Nice and deep on the wall. And then shimmies and snaps a little bit of angle out to save it. So,
and as he comes past the tower, absolutely punishing the rev limiter, just sitting on the loud pedal as hard as it will go.
Yeah. And look, it's a party car. We're here to party. That's basically the crux of it. Anyway, let's check out the Pertec base order replay. So he did throw it with a little bit too much speed on inside clip 1, and then 2 was set up quite well. Comes over, misses that ripple strip, outside zone 2, 3,
and then snaps onto and then flicks onto the four. It was actually it was a bit of a lazy flick onto the wall there, but then as you see midway through the wall run, he does shimmy and snap angle on to try and pull himself away from the wall. So
I reckon he thought he was going into it.
He thought he was going into it. So look, I think that was an adjustment to save the vehicle. So look, we've all done those, and that's perfectly normal. That's perfectly normal. So we have actually before for David Sankowski, he had an 86 in his first run, then he got a 90.3.
Wow.
90.3. Now look.
So he's leveled up.
He has leveled up. He's leveled up, and he's above Barley at the moment, sitting in 5th place. So we're getting there. We're bloody getting there, 100%.
Okay, so Matt Bahia has got no handbrake in that S13.
Oh,
so that red and white S13 having no handbrake coming in towards the wall. That's going to be frightening. That's going to be frightening. So
okay, he's got
respect points.
Yeah, respect points times 10.
Okay.
100%.
All right. So that all makes sense. All right. Went to Canada LZ World Tour. Met Jason. Absolutely awesome. Good on you guys. AU House. Woo. I love Stan K. All right. There's a Stan K fan out on the live stream chat. All right. Here we go. All right, Ben Loft, by the looks of things, coming in for his second run.
Little T28, S15, SR20 black top. This thing basically bone stock, and Ben just throws it in and loves a bit of a party in this one. So great job. Let's see how he sets himself up outside zone 2. Snaps over to 3. A little bit shallow here, but look, Ben was full committed on the wall earlier on, and let's see how he goes here. Does leave it a little bit early. It is going to punish him in some points. So, look, the end of the judge zone is the box on the wall, as that was explained to the drivers. So, but we still want to see them finish quite, committed and solid. So, it's interesting to see, the driving techniques for cars that are low powered, especially like the Falcons and Ben's car. Like, it changes drastically.
Yeah, the point is, it's just flat out or nothing almost, and you can get away with it on other layouts, but here it's just really sketchy. You still need to probably use a bit of handbrake and a little foot brake to slow the car and steady the car. Yeah. But then getting the power back down and driving out of the corner is a real challenge.
I mean, you could drift the circuit with like 160 kilowatts, but you probably need that 2 to 240 mark to be able to give you room to adjust. Because if you're in an oh shit moment, there is no oh shit moment adjustability in 160 kilowatts. So you need a really, having that bit of power definitely does help, unless you throw it in perfect and you're dialed and all that jazz. So it is very difficult, but Ben always puts on a great show for everyone, and he's here for a party anyway. So
loving it.
Time.
Looks like the front end's half hanging off his car though, so maybe he's had a little bit of a tag in practice this morning. I'm not sure.
But he did nail another 80. That wasn't 80, even though he did leave the. Even though Ben did. Leave,
82. Oh, 82 up on the scoreboard. 82, that's not bad.
Even though he did leave the circuit, leave outside zone 4, the rest of the circuit was great. So the points accumulate.
That's the point. Yep, awesome stuff. Alrighty. Okay, so currently top 3, Cam Martin sitting on 93.8. What a phenomenal first run. Marcus McCarthy sitting in position 2, 92.7. Another phenomenal run. And Danny Pesek, 91.8. So 3 drivers well into the 90s. Let's see if any of the remaining drivers can improve on that and take the top position. All right, looks like Julian getting away from the start line. That is a real steady setup for turn 1. Controlled, getting through turn 2. Looks like through that no-go zone. Might get a small deduction there, but the overall flow is very nice. And here we go, the setup for the final corner. Let's see how he goes.
Julian giving that car
clutch kick.
Yeah, the clutch kick. I was just about to say. Look, he's got to beat a 53.7. Yeah, look, Julian did a great job there on the wall. You heard him hit that extra clutch kick. We've all, it's a very big known thing to finish strong, give the clutch another kick. Look, he had to beat a at 53.7. And look, he did eat the first box in inside clip 1.
Yeah.
But look, unfortunately, that still didn't really unsettle his line. Outside zone 2 and 3 were great, and then set himself up for the wall. Quite consistent. Did leave a little early, but look, overall, I think that's a good run.
Yep.
Hopefully, should bump him up a little bit more, but we'll see, because we have a whole heap of other drivers that still need a battle. Alrighty, so ladies and gentlemen, pulling up to the line at the moment, we have Mike Lake. Now, for those that are on YouTube, those that are home, or those that are even here, if you guys don't know who Mike Lake is one of our YouTuber guys from down here in Melbourne, and he had a bit of an incident in
coming
practice.
Together.
Yes, a bit of a coming together with another vehicle. And then he did put the rear end of the car into the wall, and he had to fix and straighten a whole bunch of stuff out. There was a bit of suspension. So this is going to be his mechanical run. So he's going to do one run just to have a feel, see what the car's doing, see if it's a little normal. And then he's going to go for his one and only qualifying.
Yes.
He missed his first one. I think he seems a little settled here. He's probably like, I think the car feels kind of fine. I'm actually surprised that he pulled the rear end out so straight, because that thing was...
It was a reasonable impact in the wall. Him and Tim Rogers, mission to send, just a little too aggressive there on their practice runs earlier today. And they were just on door with each other, which was great to watch, but there was just a bit of wheel-on-wheel contact, and Mike Lake did go into the final corner.
Yeah.
But this is looking all pretty reasonable. So this is a mechanical run for Mike Lake, just to give him an opportunity to make sure his car is all good, and then he's got one opportunity. One qualifying lap.
One shot.
See one opportunity. Just to see if he can get it done.
Yeah.
And, well, look, as long as he can arrive at the line, he's still going to get a chance to battle.
Yeah, 100%. As long as he drives the circuit, he can battle.
The drift, yeah. Because I think the challenging part is, in regs that we've had in the past, is you might have a mechanical, you've got a top 32, but you might get it, basically you're the last qualifier if you've not done a qualifying run. So often you'll have someone who's, up the pecking order a little bit, and they're going up against a top contender in their first battle, all because of a mechanical that wasn't really even Mike Lake's fault. So, it's a fair and reasonable way that we're managing the regs this year, just to give every driver, a full, reasonable chance at getting through based on their skill level, experience level. But here he goes, Mike Lake, going through his lap.
Mike, single flick, outside zone 1, great job, keeps the car, or eats the box a little bit on turn 1. Let's see how he goes in turn 2. He sets himself up for outside zone 2, nice and deep there, transitions the car over to 3, snap angle over to 4. Mike, nice and deep once again, shimmying some angle, trying to get the adjustability out of the car, nice and deep on the end of outside zone 4, finishes strong. Wow, look, for the second run after destroying some suspension components and eyeballing it, that's a good alignment. I'm telling you right now, that's a good alignment.
You know what? That is where we get the experience levels in competition, where you can rock up on the line, you've got one shot, you just got to put down a lap, and he's done it very, very comfortably, filling both outside zones in the lead up to the final corner, and it looks real steady on the power. He's in the zone early, he's finishing it the whole way around, he's completed the whole last corner. That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. That is great.
100%. And look, we have some Mike Lake fans in the chat there. Everyone loves Mike. He's top bloke, absolute top bloke. To see him crash his car, and then, it's heartbreaking, but then comes back out and puts down a banger of a run, for his first and only run. First and only run. Let's see where he lays here. It'd be interesting to see what score he gets, because he did eat the entire the no-go zone for the first one, but the rest of the circuit was sick. It was phenomenal. Good. So let's have a look here.
All right, so we're just waiting for the judges to drop the scoring in onto the live stream. Here we go. Let's see where there's up the AU. Yeah, nice one. You go, Mikey. Get on your Cozza. 91. 91, yeah. Mike Lake, all right.
Oh, I wonder what he's going to get.
Sorry, you've said lots of things. I can't repeat them all. All right,
Mike Lake.
See you guys on the chat.
84.3. 84.3.
That's a reasonable hustle.
That's a good hustle for one run.
Yep.
would have been his banker. Anyway, speaking of a second run, we have Jason Hayden,
Ooh,
2J,
Team 2J.
Team 2J. This thing is off its chops. Let's see how he goes here. Outside zone 1 does a great job, then inside clip 1 does That's okay. He his first one. Let's see how he goes here. Out to outside zone 2. Jason, great job onto 3. Snaps over onto 4 on the wall. Puts the car in nice and lazily. Comes onto the power.
Just about a metre away from the box,
Yeah,
right? Like, he just needs to
off the
go
box.
a little bit deeper into that last corner and he'll get much better.
Yeah, I think for sure he's gonna. Yeah, he'll lose a lot of his points on that box there. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
it sucks. The rest of the run was so.
I know. So steady, so controlled.
Good. Yeah.
Look what happens when you don't have pressure. And this is Nathan Dundovich. Ride with a pro.
Yeah, for those that are here at the event, you know, you guys are getting a show in between the show.
How good.
Those that are home, unfortunately, what are you doing? Come down.
Come on down.
Come down.
You've still got plenty of time. We're going to be here till 5 p.m.
Yeah.
local time at Calder Park. So there's still 4 more hours of track action to go.
And battles haven't even started.
haven't even
the
done
battles are where you're gonna want. Why you're gonna want to come here? Because
Yes.
they're gonna be banging doors. There's gonna be carnage. They're on the wall. You're gonna be covered in smoke and rubber. Like,
Yep.
what more do you want? Finish. Have a great Saturday and come down and just get caked in rubber.
Wear a hat, bring some sunscreen because it looks pretty scorchy out there. There can see some big floppy hats in the crowd. You guys looking after yourselves. There's a big tent up there on the hill.
Oh, we got a bonnet. We got a bonnet up, but he's still sending it.
Timmy Rogers' mission to send, and he is on
He's
the
sending it with the bonnet.
Why not?
All right, great. Outside zone 2, great job. Outside zone 3. He's now looking in. He's staring
Looking
at
out
the
the
wall
side
now.
window.
He can't see where he's going. It's just wall, and that's it. The judges are in awe. The arms are in the air. He's sending it. Tip it in at the end. Hey, close the bonnet.
Wowee.
On ya. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, get your hands together. All right, let's check out the replay. So as you see here, he
Wow.
takes off, the bonnet comes up, snap. He's like, oh shit, what do I do? Handbrake, psych.
Let's
we're
just keep going.
Phenomenal job there. Outside zone 1, comes over to 2. Actually feels it reasonably well. Then over to 3, same job. And he's like, well, the front end's stuffed. I'm in it now. Let's just send it. And look at that wall ride, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that bloody wall ride. Comes over the line and then tips it in, closes the bonnet, and then away he goes.
Look, unfortunately for you guys at home on the live stream, you missed the 360 at the end of the lap. The 360 closed the bonnet and he drove into the pits like a rock star. It was absolutely phenomenal. Really, really cool to watch. Timmy Rogers putting it down. Look, he qualified pretty well in his first run anyway. I don't know how the judge will score that because you're not really supposed to have a bonnet come up on you.
Yeah.
It's not safe.
But
it was,
he did send it pretty well.
Mate,
it was one of the better wall rides of the day
for
so
the
far.
show, it was
Yeah.
worth it.
That's a worthy sacrifice. Hey, look, you know we still have the hard charger award. The
Yeah, true.
$1,500 YSAB hard charger award. So look, the judges might say, hey, look, that was a send and a half.
Yep.
So you never know. You never know.
Oh, wow.
Alrighty. Well, all right. So next up we have an SA. We have Kale Scott. I don't want to see a bonnet or another panel go flying, but I want to see the same level of commitment and send. I want to see the mission to send
Oh,
here.
yeah, I definitely want to see the commitment and I want to see the reaction from the judges again because it was awesome up in the tower. Everyone was cheering him and the fact that he could get it done reasonably safely, that was pretty good. All right, Kale Scott from South Australia. Scott's Tyres sponsored S13. Heading through two inside zones into the outside zone area. Here we go. Setting up for the final corner. Can he get through it? On the wall, there's tyre smoke. It looks close.
Woo! Kale Scott.
Wow, it looks real close. That final little piece of the wall there. Instead of blowing his bumper off this time, he got through it nice and cleanly. Fantastic run.
He's been driving like a madman all day, and look, he's driven this layout once a couple of times before,
Yeah.
so you know he knows the level of send that's required for the wall. But as you can see here in the Pertec Bayswater replay, inside zones for those first 2 corners, phenomenal job. Outside zone 2 fills it over to 3, sick snap angle up on the wall, big power, pushes all the way through and around, nice and deep as well. And look, the angle wasn't wasn't like 90 degrees, but like for the wall,
was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was very good.
I'm going to say that I think he's improved on his previous lap.
You reckon he beats an 8.6?
Yeah, I reckon he's beaten 86. I don't know what the score's going to be, but just quietly, I reckon that he's improved.
Let's have a look here. Let's see what he's going to get. I wonder.
Let's take another look at the Pertec Bayswater replay. Timmy Rogers, mission to send. Absolutely going wild. Unfortunate having a bonnet pin failure or whatever it is. Completing the lap better than others with his bonnet up, which is absolutely wild to see.
Absolutely.
And committed to the corner. Look at the wall ride with his bonnet up. And then the big 360 going over the finish line to close the bonnet and then drive into the pits like a rock star. Maybe catch of the day, grab of the day, whatever you want to call it in cricket land or whatever. That might be our version of the day. Most hectic run. Tim Rogers, check him out online, Mission to Send on social media. He'll certainly love the support. That was awesome stuff.
Alrighty, so where did Cale Scott land? He landed an 89.2, sixth
Yes.
position. Yes,
Yep.
so he did better. He
Yes.
bettered himself 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright,
So he didn't hit the wall this time, which
Correct.
is what it's about.
so Rog, here we go, mate. Rog, you put on a phenomenal 90-point run on your first run. Let's see how he goes here. Outside zone 1. Great job getting 2 clips. Nice and tidy. Outside zone 2. Little shimmy there, coming over to 3. Transitions up onto the wall. Let's see if he can go nice and deep throughout the whole circuit. Yes, he does. He like just scraped the wall, hand out the window. Look at the look at the bumper. Where the white part of the bumper is,
Wow.
the little black mark. That is phenomenal. That's what we want to see. That is a perfect scrape.
That's the X Factor stuff that we talk
Yeah.
about. So it's a single flick initiation, back wheels out towards the concrete there. Awesome stuff. Getting through turn 1, pretty clean. Getting through turn 2, pretty clean. Now here's the setup, right, on the throttle, the 2J, under the bonnet, absolutely singing. The flick, the setup to this final corner. There he goes, running the wall on the Pertec Bayswater replay, looking absolutely fantastic. That will be a tough one to top. I mean, he's got a 90.7 for his first run. Let's see how he's qualified for his second, but he is certainly in our top 5 so far. What a fantastic first run. So we've got 3, 4, 5, what is it, 1, 2, 3. We've got 5 drivers all in the 90-point scores. Awesome stuff. So they're going to get their first score, whichever's the best score is going to be their qualifying position. Fantastic stuff. Looks like when we're rolling around to the start line, we have an AE86 piloted by the one and only Matt Russell from the Wreckham crew, going to put down his second qualifying run. SR20 under the bonnet. Let's see what Matty Russell's got in his second qualifying run.
Matt Russell, love muscle, doing a great job outside zone 1 in a single flick. Second box, great job, sets himself up, outside zone 2, transitions over to 3, snap angle onto the wall, little dab of the handbrake, settles the car into it, nice. It wasn't as deep as what we want to see, but look, he kept it consistent. Matt's a consistent driver and always has been for years.
Yeah, I think we'll have a quick look on the Pertec Bayswater replay. I reckon it was a little bit, about halfway around the bowl, it sort of then went to angle and then drove out of it.
Yeah.
The first half all looks pretty reasonable, and we might have just run a little into that first box, so we might have got a turn 2 was all fine, he skated past that box, back tyres in the box for 3 and 4. All those clipping zones are all sorted. The setup for the final corner, that's all looking pretty good. A little bit shallow there, and then he looks like he recorrected a little bit or sort of pumped the steering just a little bit to get it to go to more angle. So it did look a little bit shallow coming around the final corner.
Yeah.
But kept it off the wall, kept it all tidy.
Look, he's on an 85. He's on 85. He's 9th place at the moment. He's mid-pack. He's in a good spot at the moment, especially for the skill level of Matt Russell.
Yes.
Him to be mid-pack as well, it's good. It's solid.
And that one just plonked in at 84.3. So both of his runs, scored pretty similar. Outstanding on both of those runs, but clean and tidy, and he'll be ready to battle. Matty comes into his own once he's battling people.
Yes, he does. He's insane. I've versed him before. He's good. He's very good.
Damn that guy.
Damn that guy. All right, here we go. We got another Ford Falcon. We got one out here.
Luke Sanders from Victoria.
Sanders. Yes, Luke.
AU Drift Society machine, touch and go in those two zones. And then can he hold it flat around the final corner, giving every single horsepower the Intec will let it go. And the car is screaming coming past the box here. He's given it everything it's got.
Yeah, man, that thing was clearly like third gear, or I don't know, was it third gear?
Maybe two.
Maybe second.
Screaming.
Yeah. Just red line the whole way around, praying. But look, the first two corners, this is where the Falcon kind of really sets its pace. Now he has to set himself up here. The outside zone 2 and 3 on these little touch and goes, he needs to really wind as much speed up as possible, and then try not to wash it off as he comes up to the wall to keep it, consistent. Because you got to remember the car's probably doing about 50, 60 kilometers an hour through the first two corners.
And then you've got to build speed.
You've got to build speed. You've got to get up to about 80 to 90 k's an hour. And then you're doing almost 100 kilometers an hour to a concrete barrier. And you've got to flick the car in. Like, it's quite intimidating.
Yes.
But then the actual speed around the corner on turn 4 is probably around the 80 mark. So you're not, it's easy to wash off more
20,
speed than
30,
what you need.
kilometers,
For sure.
And I think we see the higher horsepower cars use that wash for their advantage. So they've got a lot of forward momentum and grip, and they'll throw it in hard. They'll use the sideways momentum to slow down a little bit, and then they'll re-engage or re-accelerate. Whereas Luke in that AU is just going to be holding flat. So the margin for error is so small.
Yeah, totally. Here we go. We've got another bit of big power.
Ben Con Construction on the side of his machine. And like I said before, you'll see the air cleaner hanging out the bonnet. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is a V8 S13. Oof.
Sounds good.
Yeah, chalking.
Sounds good, yeah.
Chalking tyres at the end there.
Look, the first two, let's have a look at the Pertec Bayswater replay. Caught it on the start. The single flick in is good, but then he kind of didn't have enough speed because he ate the whole box on the no-go zone. No-go zone 2, he did eat that again, unfortunately. But then, as you see here, outside zone 2, looks over to 3, sets himself up well, positions himself into the wall. Nice. Was a little bit deep there, but then come a little bit shallow. As you saw, he did wash off a little bit of speed that we were just previously discussing, and then finishes kind of strong. So, look, decent mid-run.
Yeah, and look, the last couple of corners, or like the setup through the rear touch and goes into the final corner, without grading it differently, it sort of is the more showy sort of corner. So we expect the commitment to those two, the last corner, to be high. But he's going to be deducted a little bit in the first two for going into the no-go zones. Because once we roll into battles, that's where the chase car needs to be.
Yeah,
so you
correct.
can't be cutting those boxes and having the lead car sitting inside that too close to the apex of the corner, because it just leaves no room for battling. So we've told the drivers we want them to go nice and wide around those two corners, so there will be a deduction in qualifying for that.
Yeah, 100%. And look, as you said before, drivers have gone through a brief, and they've got to. It's easy to hug the ripple strip, because when you're on the party line, when we're just vibing out, when we have like drifting or Friday night drifts or whatever here, to hug the ripple strip, it's very normal.
just do it. Yeah.
You just do it. But then to change your drive, the capabilities, and to change your line on a competition day, it's definitely tricky. But here we go. Yes, here we go. Outside zone 2, 3. Stands, always one for putting on a show on the wall. Let's see what he does here. Nice and committed. Yep. And the commitment. Stan the man with the commitment on the wall there.
All right, so we got a 74.2 in his first run. I reckon he's improved.
I think so. Look, the commitment into the wall was a lot better than his first one, but as you can see here in the Pertec Bayswater replay, great job. Keeps the meter distance on turn 1, keeps the meter distance on turn 2. The single flick was solid, sets himself up. Outside zone 2 did go quite deep, and then outside zone 3 was a little bit shallow, just trying to build up that speed for the wall. So he did sacrifice that line a little bit, but then he did have the commitment throughout the whole wall. So, look, it's a sacrifice here, build here. Like, it's a bit of a.
I think on his first run he did grab a little bit more handbrake coming into the final corner, which ultimately slowed down the overall flow. So that was a lot less of that. It was just a bit more 81 for that run. So 74.2 on his first and 81 on his second run. Currently puts him in 16th place. So real mid-pack. That's a good battle position to be in.
Yeah, 100%. Anywhere between the 10 and 20 mark is usually a sweet spot.
Yep.
Anywhere, if you're below the 20 mark, it gets a little bit trickier. If you're above, well, I mean, it can still be tricky because you're now having to chase cars that are slower.
Yeah.
So that's difficult.
And this is what this series is going to bring to everyone. We do have national level competition cars and grassroots motorsport all at the same competition. So yeah, you know, you might have a real high horsepower driving behind. Here he is for his second lap right now, currently sitting in 4th place with a 91.8 in his first run. Looks like he's come off the wall just a little bit on the final corner. I reckon maybe his first lap was the one that's going to get him in that spot.
I think so. Look, he knew that he had a great position at the moment. He's in 4th place. He hit a 91 off the rip, so maybe this is just a bit of a send run. Have a bit of fun with it. Great job outside zone 1, and then into the first 2 corners. Outside zone 2 fills it over to 3, transitions over to 4, sets himself up for the wall, gets the commitment in. Then, as you see here, he winds on too much angle, and then it throws the car straight, and then it comes off the wall. So
it's such a fine line to get right.
It is.
You know, if you go too much angle or too much speed, you slow down, you dob a handbrake, you do a bit of foot brake, you make all these subtle adjustments, but the subtle adjustments produce a really big visual, effect for us. Like when we're watching it, it might just be a little bit of a too much angle, and then you correct a little bit, but it makes it so obvious to spot going around that corner. But that also means it's so obvious when the line is absolutely dialed. It looks beautiful. It looks absolutely stunning because the car just blazes around.
Yeah, totally. And like for the people that are here watching at the circuit, I mean, you guys are only seeing it from your perspective. You want to see, kind of what we're talking about. Come underneath the tower, come around here. You'll have the best view of the house. You can see all the adjustments that we're talking about. You can see it clear as day. Make some power. Outside zone 2 and 3. Great job. Let's see how he goes here. See if he can better his first run on the wall.
Wow.
And that's solid, man.
Yeah, that is a really great run. Pat Meehan, tough lift supported AU Falcon. Yeah.
Like, that was solid. Let's have a look at the start of the run here on the Pertec Bayswater replay. So he's sprung the car up, snap angle in, great job. Keeps it off the first ripple there. Second, nice, and about a metre off as well. That's actually pretty solid, the first 2 corners there. Outside zone 2. Look, that's solid.
That's pretty good.
That's solid. The snap angle at the start is where his style points are going to be at.
All right, so where was his first run? His first run was an 88.
Yeah.
So it was a very smooth and solid first run. Look, you start splitting hairs when you get to the top end of these guys. And look, maybe running a wheel in the first corner a little bit. Maybe just coming out of the box a little bit early. Could have been slightly close to the wall, but, we're starting to talk about really small adjustments. But very, very solid 2 runs from Pat Meehan in the tough lift supported AU Falcon. Good stuff.
Very good stuff. Very, very good stuff. And did he...
Just waiting for the judges' scores to drop in.
Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. 90.6.
He has improved, ladies and gentlemen. He has improved.
4th bloody place. That is phenomenal. Sorry, 5th.
P5 so far. So we've got another entrant into the 90 gang.
Here we go. All right, now we got Mudgy, Sam.
Part 2, Part 1. What have you enjoyed? His teammate Ben Brendle's gone through in the other S13, but Mudgy in the red S13 with the exhaust smoking out the bonnet. Look at this thing. Chalk and tyres coming around the last corner. RB20 built by Aaron Dewar, absolutely blazing the tyres.
I think still an RB20.
RB20, could you believe it?
I remember when he built that car many years ago, and it's still blazing tyres. Bloody hell, Mudgy.
It's done a lot of competition laps last year, and I tell you what, it's had a bit of a visual freshen up, but the driveline is pretty solid. It's a really good balance in speed, power, everything else. He puts a sticky tyre on it, and it's equally as competitive as anything else. He's just seat time, right?
Yeah.
Driving a lot really helps.
100%. And learning how your car reacts to certain things. Like, you don't see people that are new to, people that haven't driven their car as often, they'll drop third gear in certain areas with certain sticky tires and they'll start breaking things where it looks like Mudgie's just sending it consistently and he's always got the power down, always got angle, always got smoke, and he's always on the track.
Yes.
He's always on the track.
He's just always at the events. It really does make a difference. So his first run was 83.2. Just waiting for the judges' feedback there. And he has improved. So he's got a 85.3. So he has matched Timmy Rogers with the bonnet up lap. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. I guess Timmy Rogers got a style points max.
He definitely X Factor style points for that one. Look, Mudgie did come out of the last corner a bit early. There was a couple of things that we could pick on from his run, but overall it's pretty tidy. And getting it done. Jamie Steskowski.
Jamie. Now let's see how he goes here with that snap angle Falcon. He did the same thing that he did first, but he actually held it this time. Great job, great angle, lots of smoke. Outside zone 2, nice and wide. Big Munchie over to outside zone 3, swinging that big boat of a Falcon. Outside zone 4, let's see how he sets himself up on the wall. Phenomenal job there. Winds the angle on, finishes strong. I mean,
incredible.
He's sending it.
Absolutely incredible run.
Have a look at this replay, Tony, because tell me if I'm wrong, but does he go backwards here?
That looks backwards coming into turn 1.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, the judges said, hey, we don't even need that exhibition type driving for qualifying. Just go and do a clean lap, and he's going to nearly throw it backwards. And you can just see a smoke trail behind the car through the whole lap. That's the only point where it looks like he just took the foot off a little bit in the setup for the last corner.
And then he peppers
and then
the crowd.
blaze.
The crowd copped it. Oh, that's great. That is phenomenal. That is a great lap.
Really, really cool lap.
I wonder. So what was his previous score?
All right. So that on the live stream there, it is a Barra engine in the AU Falcon. So it's got a BA donk, turbocharged. Absolutely blazing. All right, so his first run, where was he on there? Jamie, just looking at the list. Okay, so his first run was a 74.
Oh, he's been.
He's definitely been that.
Yeah.
Because he went too deep on his first.
Yeah, he did.
Turn 1 on his first lap was too deep, and then the overall flow sort of slowed down, and he had to recover a little bit there. That one certainly looked a lot better through turn 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Come out of the box a little early. But his commitment at the start was pretty impressive.
Oh, there we go. 89 in 8th position.
There you go, Jamie Stepskovsky. Awesome stuff.
Amazing. All right, Tony.
Yes.
Martins here.
Oh, here we go. All right.
Here we go. This is the number 1 so far. Let's see if he can beat his own score.
Let's just let this RB sing. For you guys watching at home, listen to this machine. Currently.
He took the bumper off.
Did he take it off, or did he lose
I don't know.
it on
He
the last lap?
lost something. You lost something. Something's flying, or something flew off the car. Like
part of the rear pods or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, Pertek Bayswater replay. Let's have a quick look at this. As you would expect from Cam Martin, the guy who took out the LZ World Tour last year here at Calder Park, he's got a 93.8 already in the books. Like, he almost didn't need to come out for this run.
Yeah.
But he wants to put on a wicked show for the crowd. Dobbs a foot brake. Might have just tagged the wall there on the way in and came out of the box just a little bit early, but overall, a textbook run from Cam Martin. We'll get the safety crew out there to grab the piece of bodywork that's just gone and tagged the wall, but a fantastic run, and I can't wait to see him battle later on this afternoon.
Oh, mate, he's going to put it on. If he battles Roger or Marcus or Danny, even Pat Mann, he is going to be he's going to be rubbing panels. Like,
absolutely.
That's just how he drives. He's a phenomenal driver.
All right. Looks like just a tiny little bit of body work. Our safety crew, thank you guys. This driver's got an easy run. That is what we want. Thank you, everyone who's joined us so far at Calder Park. We hope you're looking after yourselves, looking after your mates, wearing sunscreen, got a hat on. The sun will certainly get you. It is just coming up on 1:30, and we have Patrick Barley going for his second qualifying run. Carbon Kevlar Corvette. Sprint car engine. Have a listen to this thing.
I mean, look, I love everything Japanese about Japanese engines and SRs and
Yep.
JZs and RVs. I love them all. But that,
Man.
just
Playing with the throttle as well, right? It didn't
Yeah.
even have it buried.
toying with it.
It's just like tickling the throttle, just getting through the course. And look, the outside zones, spot on, absolutely filling them. Barely comes off the throttle. You'll see other drivers that they'll flick to angle coming into this final corner, and you'll lose the tyre smoke trail because they've come right out of the throttle and they've grabbed a handbrake or whatever. He's just flicked it to angle and stayed buried, and there's tyre smoke going the whole time around the lap. I don't know if he's beaten his previous. I think maybe, because he was 88.7 on his previous run. I reckon he's topped it.
I think he's gone. I think he's hit it. I think he's topped it as well.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely outdone himself there, which is phenomenal. Like he's just such a great driver. I mean,
Yeah.
seeing him progress even all through last year's championship.
Yep.
Really nice guy too. And as you said before, gets lots of practice and driving when he can, even on the sim and things like that. So, yeah.
In P3 in the championship last year, purely on consistency, he didn't actually. He got a third place at round 1, but round 2, round 3, round 4 didn't actually place. But I think he was like P4, like he was right there, and he's
Yeah.
such a consistent driver. Has he improved? Yes, he has. 92.6.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a big improvement. So coming around that final corner, under speed and acceleration and tyre smoke, absolute ripper. Obviously, you're going to be judged higher on the last part of the circuit, which was all very, very good. Turn 1 and turn 2, obviously, you just got to get through those corners cleanly. But when you're putting on a show into the final corner, that is what the judges are absolutely loving. But you could hear it. He's just feathering the throttle, just playing with it. So cool to watch. And that's a full carbon Kevlar bodied Corvette. Wow.
Insane. All right, so Tony, we're going to have Brett Jones
Yep.
come out in a moment to do his mechanical. Now, Brett Jones, those in the live stream
Yes.
haven't seen him yet, but he has one of the cleanest 350Z wide body cars
Yeah.
I've ever seen in my life. It is gorgeous. But unfortunately, however,
Calder Park bites.
yes, Calder Park bit, and it bit hard, and it destroyed his suspensions and rear end on his tyre on the rear end. So
Yeah, so turned it around in practice and did tag the wall with the rear wheel. So his team, so Brett Jones from South Australia actually, so I think it's the first time over here competing at the KIR Reet series. They're under the back of the car, obviously swapping out whatever parts. So very similar situation to Mike Lake. We're going to let him do a quick mechanical run to make sure the car's safe to drive, and then he'll go for one only qualifying run. So he's made the time
he has.
by, 2 minutes?
Yeah, just made the time.
Just made it.
Let's see how he goes here. He's just getting a feel for it. This is just a mechanical lap. This isn't judged. Just say, hey, bro, go out. Don't want you to bin your car into the wall straight off the rip. Just have a feel for it. See how you go. And big front wheel lockups. Nice. Looks planted, but man, that car, it's just gorgeous. Wide body, big wang, supercharged,
Yeah.
on wheels.
Yep.
It's dope.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I've got a Z as well. Like, I've got a standard one.
Yeah.
And I reckon the supercharger really would make all the difference, because it's just a standard one. They're just a little bit underpowered. They need just a little bit more grunt.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the car looks absolutely awesome. And, yeah, you could definitely drive. It's just an intimidating track. So I think now that he's done that little siding run, the mechanical run, even if he just does a 70, it doesn't really matter. He'll be in battles. And that's where you get a bit more laps, a bit more confidence driving behind some other cars.
Yeah, I think so for sure. And look, he just has to throw down points, any sort of points. So
Yep.
he's going to go out now, do one lap, puts down some points, and then he'll get a battle. He'll get a battle at least. So that's all that matters. But then
the drivers, the best part about the, with the old Battle Royale system, every driver got X amount of battles at least.
Yeah.
I think you got 2 or 3 battles at least.
Yeah, you had to lose twice
You had to lose twice
before you're
before you knocked
eliminated.
out.
Yeah.
With the original top 32 kind of knockout system, the drivers are, if we get through the day quick enough, there's a little special something at the end of the day. What's that called?
That's an expression session, ladies and gentlemen.
And that expression session, for many, many years, has been known as the demolition session. But nonetheless, you get to drive with your mates and just go nuts, go bananas.
There's a very good chance that we'll be sending some drift trains later on, ladies and gentlemen. But let's get Brett Jones through his qualifying run. It's just going to be a nice and steady run. Look, he's touched that inside ripple strip. We just want to get him through, get him into battles after spending all morning repairing the car. That is definitely not something you want to do on a race weekend. But he's getting through it, and he completes the course. Points on the board, which means he can compete in the competition later on today.
Yeah, that's good. That's great. I mean, look, as you said, he did eat the first ripple strip. That's okay. Let's check out the Pertec base water replay here. So, nice little handbrake nip, single flick in, ate the ripple strip. Inside clip 2, did a great job there. Actually stayed off of the line. Outside zone, great job there. Outside zone 2, over to 3. We just missed 3 on the camera there, but that's all good. And then over to 4. That's actually a very dangerous approach to the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Going shallow to wide is probably the worst thing possible because the corner is actually wide to shallow in terms of the way the wall moves around. So you're just going to eat that tail end of the wall.
Absolutely.
And then you end up in the tyre barrier, and it's
carnage ensues.
Carnage.
We definitely don't want that.
Yeah, so the safest way to approach this wall is to be on the wall at the start rather than approaching the wall midway or towards the tail end, because as we said before, the road isn't consistent. The track surface is kind of a little bit bumpy, so cars do get unsettled. Even when they look planted, the drivers are still fighting the little nicks in the steering as they're driving, and it's scary. It's really scary.
All right, ladies and gents, we're getting to the pointy end of qualifying. We have one final car to come out and do their second qualifying run, and that is the man Marcus Backy McCarthy. So he scored a 92.7 in his first run, so it's already a really top qualifying spot. He's in position 3 currently. All right.
Now he's under time constraints, so he hasn't got long left. He needs to really get down here, otherwise he'll have to just go with that original score. Look, he's in 3rd position, so it's still great. But I think there's an element of Marcus wants to beat Cam sort of situation going on here.
Bit of rivalries in Victoria. There's rivalries all over as well, but there's certainly, these guys are mates, but they also want to throw down, right?
Yeah,
they want to battle.
100%.
All right, folks, we'll get through this last qualifying run and we'll break for a lunch break, and we'll be back on track from 2 p.m. for our top 32 battles, and we'll be going live again at that point. So we're going to get through this final battle on the live stream. We're going to take a short break, give you guys a chance to grab a bite to eat, whatever else you need to do from wherever you're watching from all over the world. Thank you for joining us. We'll get through this, or maybe, we're getting word? We're not sure if he's actually going to make it out. And we have confirmation that is qualifying done, ladies and gentlemen. Marcus McCarthy doesn't make it out for his second run. Doesn't really matter too much. He's in position number 3 already anyway. So he's got a 92.7. So our top qualifier for today, ladies and gentlemen, Cam Martin. 93.8. Position number 2, Roger I. Anson from South Australia, 92.9. And Marcus McCarthy in position number 3, 92.7. Oh, and only 0.1 of a score difference. It was Patrick Barley in the Corvette, 92.6. So a whole bunch of cars in the 90s in the top 7. Phenomenal drivers. And that is our qualifying session done.
Yeah. I mean, we'll be back in very, very shortly. We'll be back in the next 20 minutes, half an hour. We're going to close the stream down, then we're going to fire it back up once again for the top 32 battles. That'll go for quite some time. But look, really looking forward to it. It's going to be some phenomenal driving. And yeah, guys, we'll see you soon.
So battles will start in around 30 minutes time. See you soon.
Boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. My name came up a lot of sounds. More when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot of sounds. More when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot of sounds. More when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot of sounds. More when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. I'm a OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. OG boy.
Day we hustle, but the night we
OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I'm a OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side.
day we hustle, but
Know that they ride or die. Cold, these brothers, my guys. Know that they fly. Know that they fly. Know that they ride or die. Cold, these brothers, my guys. Know that they fly. Know that they fly. Know that they ride or die. CJ Ike, they ain't no longer about. They ain't no longer about. They ain't no longer about. CJ Ike, they ain't no longer about.
day we hustle, but the night we
Boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side.
day we hustle, but the night we
Boys by my side. Know that they ride or die.
pull up in that Lambo with the 10 on it. Everything on flip, 14 got a rims on it. I pull up in that Lambo with the 10 on it. Everything on flip, 14 got a rims on it. I pull up in that, 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 pull up Lambo with the 10 on it. him sound, got him ring off. Got him sound, got him sound, got him.